with a review. So the te tense marker, right? It's the same as the e. Okay. Again, if you're missing what I'm talking about, just go back to our last class because we talked about tense markers a little bit. Okay. But the main tense marker that I want to focus on today is the te. It's the same as the e. Okay. It comes right before your action. So if I say ote savali, savali is to walk, right? So ote, so I walk. Or if I say, a lot of you guys probably heard this, ote alofa, I love, okay? I love. And we'll finish that sentence off in a minute. But ote and then ete, that's the main ones that we're going to concentrate on in this class today, in this 8-week series or whatever. And then there's a whole bunch of other ones here. So nate, mate, tate, luote, late, matote, tatote, tote, and latote. All of these are they're only used with pronouns, the te. All right. So again, I won't go too much into it because we covered this in our last class. But here's some main phrases that you can use. Remember, the whole purpose of this class is to get phrases that you can use right now. Okay. So ote, that's I. Fia, fia. And in our next class, which is it's not until next Tuesday, we're going to talk about the difference between fia and manao. Okay, both of them mean to want, but the sentence structure is just slightly different. I'm going to give you some manao type phrases, but today we're talking about fia. So ote fia I, ote fia I. I want eat. Here we go. I want eat, or I'm hungry. I want to eat. All right. And then when you ask a question to someone, it kind of goes like, yeah, it's if you I, it's if you I. So just without having to, there's another way to say that too. But in this class, we're gonna say it like it's if you I, get for your I, right? So it kind of goes up, and then there's a shot with that. I don't know another way to say it. So, um, do you want to eat? Are you hungry? Okay, common phrase. You're gonna have people. You're gonna ask people that. Okay, ote fia ta'alo. I want to play. Maybe you're sitting on the side. Everybody's playing rugby or whatever. They're playing, basketball. Whatever they're playing, you're saying, I want play. Ote, I want play. Ta'alo. Ote fia ta'alo. Whatever it is, okay? And or maybe you're asking somebody else. Ete fia ta'alo. This row over here, all of this is you. Ete, ete. Ta'alo is to play. You want play? You want to play? Ote fia alu. Maybe everybody's leaving and you're saying, hey, ote fia alu. Ote fia alu. I want to go. And or maybe you're the only kind person in the group. Everybody else is a jerk. You say, hey, ete fia alu. Ete fia alu. You want to go? You want to go? Okay, come on, let's go. So let's go. All right. Ote fia ingu. Inu or ingu. That means to drink. So if you say I want drink, or another way to translate it would be I'm thirsty. I am thirsty. I want to drink. Ete fia ingu. Do you want to drink? Ke fia ingu. Okay. Ote fia moe. Moe is to sleep. Again, there's on talofatalk.com, there's a verb sheet of definitions. You can download those. Again, you don't have to pay for none of that. People ask that all the time. Just download it. It's on there. Just go download it. Otifia. Oh, I'm sorry. Otifia moi. I want to sleep. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Etifia moi. Do you want to sleep? Are you sleepy? Okay. Siva is to dance. Otifia siva. I want to dance. Etifia siva. You see her or you see him or whoever. So you just walk up to him and say, Etifia siva. You want to dance? Ete, you want dance. You want dance? Otifia va I want to see. I want to see if you're real. I want to see your heart. I want to see this, see that, whatever. Otifia va There are a lot of songs say that. Or if you're asking somebody else, Etifia va whatever. Do you want to see this? You want to see that? All right. So my bad. This is a review, so we're supposed to be moving faster. So etifia I. So one way you can practice going back and forth, like a call and response, is for if you ask somebody if they're hungry, you can just say ioi, yoi. right? Yes. Or the other word is what? Leai. No. But you could also just say, someone says, ete fia ai. You want to eat? Yoi. Ote fia ai. Okay? We're going back and forth. Ote and ete. I'm sorry. Ote, ete. Ote, I and you. Okay? Ete fia siva. I walk up to you. I say, do you want to dance? Ete fia siva. Leai. Ote le. Le before, and not le like the, but le with the my mouth over the E. Ote le fia siva. I don't want to dance. I don't want to dance. Okay. Leai. Ote le fia siva. All right. Ete fia moi. You sleepy? You want to sleep? Ioi. Ote fia moi. And for real, ote fia moi right now. So practice this with a partner, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, whoever, and just go back and forth. That's the main thing, is to make sure that you're practicing these exchanges. Okay, if you're not gonna practice it by saying it and hearing it, it's gonna be hard to understand it when people are speaking. You just have to do it. Okay. Now then we talked about Samoan locations. Remember, so one way that we introduced where something is at in Samoan is going to be with the E. That's the only way we talked about so far. So if in this example right here, we say the first one is ua moe, ua moe. So moe, remember we say sleep, it's to sleep, and then le pepe. And some people, they'll say, when you're reading Samoan, sometimes you go in the middle of the sentence, and then you go to the front, and then to interpret it like that. That's because in English we would do like this. I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but we would say like the baby, le pepe, right? Uamoy, uamoy, uamoy le pepe. So le pepe is the baby, and then remember ua is the tense marker to say, okay, this just happened, or I'm updating you on now. The baby is now sleeping. Okay, the baby is sleeping, and then where's the baby sleeping? Which is the whole point of this slide. I'm probably taking too long. E, in or at the bed. Le moenga. Ua moe le pepe I le moenga. Ua moe le pepe I. That's the location of where everything, the action is happening. Le moenga. Ua moe le pepe I le moenga. Okay. Ote alofa. Ote alofa. I love to the girl. Okay, I love to the girl. So ote alofa I letene. So whenever you hear like maybe your uncles and your aunties and they haven't been broken into English all the way, they might throw this the to in there. And the reason why they do that is because that's it, word for word. That's kind of like the translation in Samoan. Ote alofa to. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I don't know if you can see my cursor. I love to the girl. I love to the girl. And the reason why that is because this preposition, right? They call it preposition. It kind of translates as to. So the action is going to the girl. I love to the girl. Ote alofa I letene. Okay. Kelisa is the person's name right here. So um, remember this right here is the tense marker. So Kelisa, alu is to go. So e alu Kelisa. So Kelisa goes. This is what she does. She goes where? I le fale, to the house. Kelisa goes to the house where, maybe every Friday or Thursday or whatever. E alu Kelisa I le fale. All right. So common nouns are introduced with this I. All right. Then we talked about when you add a direction, a little bit more context to um, the direction. So instead of just saying E, we're gonna say on top of. Remember our exercise we had with the picture, and I think it's after this slide too. So ilunga o le kesi le lao lao. That I think that's what. Yeah, that's what it was. So we were talking about the desk. That was our point of reference. So where this empty spot is, that's gonna be your point of reference. So ilunga o le lao lao, on top of the desk. I'm sorry, on top of the table. Okay. Ilalo o le lao lao, below the table. Ifafo o le, outside of the, well, outside of the house on that one picture. I think the picture's it's after this, so I should probably just go to it. Ifafo ole fale, outside of the house. Itotonu ole fale, inside of the house. Itua ole fale, in back of the house, behind itua ole tama, behind the guy, whatever. Iluma ole fale, in front of the house. Iluma ole lau, in front of the table. Okay, so and then we learned ofer, ofer. So ofer is like where, not it's like it means where. So ofele penny, ofele penny. And then if you know that the pen, because that's what we're asking here, the pen, where the pen, where's the pen in translation? The simple answer is just it's below the desk, it's below the table. Ilalo ole kesi, ilalo ole lau. All right. So oh yeah, here we go right here. So ole penny, man, the pen right here. So if I say ofele penny, where's the pen at? Then you would just say ilalo ole kesi, ilalo ole lau. Okay, ofele tama, the tama right there, tama there. So I would say, yep, yep, ilalo ole kesi, yep, and iluma, yep. Thank you, Jay. So iluma ole lau. Le tama iluma ole lau. Ofele ta'avale. Ofele ta'avale. So and our reference is gonna be Le Fale Aonga, the school. So Ifafo, exactly. Ifafo. Ifafo or Le Fale. Yep. Ifafo or Le Fale Aonga. Outside of the house, outside of the wherever they're at. So in this case, it's gonna be the Fale Aonga. So outside of the Fale Aonga. Ifafo. Ofele computer. Computer. That's the English word. So ofele computer. In relation to the lau. Yep. Ilunga ole lau. Ilunga ole lau. Yep. Awesome. So la papa there. This is the what do you call that thing? It's the chalkboard. La papa. Ofer le la papa. In relation to le fayaonga. Fayaonga le. So ofer le la papa. Yeah, itua o le whaiaonga whaftai lava wahine. Yep, whawhitai lava. So itua o le whaiaonga. Okay, behind the teacher. All right. Yep, kua le whaiaonga whaftai lava. All right. So you see how just practice that. I mean, if you use this all the time, even in your head, if you don't have nobody to talk to, it becomes second nature. Just like when you spoke English. So now, okay, so we had E for common nouns, but when we say names, for example, if I say Malia, so that's the person's name, right? If I say Ote Alofa, and I'm talking about Malia, I'm not going to say Ote Alofa I Malia, because Malia is not a common noun, that's somebody's name. So we're going to say Ote Alofa Ya Malia. Ote Alofa Ya Malia. I love too, Maria, Malia. Okay. And then it's also used for pronouns too. It's used for pronouns. So if I say Ote ma lama lama is to understand. Okay, so my understanding is going to them. I understand them. Whatever they're going through, I understand them. So Ote ma lama ya ilato. Okay, it goes for pronouns. Some you might see some text that'll say like it's for plural pronouns and all that. I'm not even going to get into that because I won't get into that. But pronouns, okay? So pronouns and then names and proper nouns and all of that. And then there's yate. Yate is like some books are like I say right here. Some books say it's for singular pronouns, but I see yate I mato, which is a plural pronoun. But one of the main ones, like I said, we're here just to start using stuff right now. One of the main ones you're going to see is ote, alofa, ya te oi. I love to you. I love you. You can say that every single day to somebody. It doesn't matter, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend. You can. This is something you can say every single day, and now you know how to say it and what it means, bit by bit. So ote, alofa, ya, te oi. Ote, alofa, ya, te oi. Okay, just keep practice saying that. We need more of that in the world. I love to you. I love you. Ote alofa yate oi, and then walk out. Just keep on moving. All right. So it's a good thing to say. People want to see that. So match the purpose. Okay, so there's a worksheet. If I don't upload it now, I'm gonna I mean, if I haven't uploaded it already, it'll be on the website tonight or tomorrow or something like that. But I'm gonna pull it up right now. 1 second. So, oops. Okay, here is the worksheet, and so it's broken down like this. So we have E. Remember, these are for common nouns. Ya is for names and pronouns, and then there's ya te. Okay. Again, just go to this week and look for the location. I don't know what it's called. Location phrase worksheet or preposition worksheet. That's where you're gonna find it. So, for example, if I say le fale, this is fale is the house, right? We talk about that in every class. It's a common noun, it's a common word, so it's gonna be I le fale. I wouldn't say ya le fale or ya te le fale. That wouldn't make sense. So each one of these words up here is gonna mean, they're gonna go down into this worksheet somewhere. So that's what for you to figure out. I'm not gonna spend any time doing that. But these just work these worksheets out. And if you have any questions, feel free just email me. Mato nganganga at gmail.com. And then, say if I got these right or even the answers might be on the other side. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Just look at the worksheet. I forgot that the bottom has the answers already. So let me go back to our slideshow. All right. Now counting. We don't have much more time left. Um, if you already know how to count, great. If not, then this is the place for you. So we could say these together. We're just gonna go to 1 to 10. When you work out, don't count in English no more. Count in Samoan. When you're doing your steps, when you walk every day, when you do your 1,000 steps for the day or 10,000 steps for the day, count in Samoan. And then after a while, it's gonna be second nature. It's nothing, right? So, but today we're just gonna do 1 to 10, right? Tasi, lua, tolu, fa, lima, ono, fitu, valu, iva, sefulu. Okay, I'm doing one more time because some words can be pronounced K style, and then you have words like ono that can also be pronounced like ongo. Okay, kasi, lua, kolu, fa, lima, ongo, fiku, valu, iva, sefulu. Okay, it's very important that you get the counting part before you're able to tell time, before you're able to count people, before you're able to count, before you're able to tell people how many people are here, or how many things are here or there. You have to just get the basics. Kasi lua kolu fa limongo fiku valu iva sefulu. Okay, so you got to be able to count. Now, when you go above 10, the first thing you do, here's the rule right here. You count by the number of tens first, okay? Count by the number of tens. And if there's only one 10, you don't have to say tasi sefulu tasi. I actually never heard anybody say that before. But maybe there is. I don't ever say like, oh, nobody ever says that. Maybe somebody has. But usually when it's like just a 10, you just say sefulu tasi. 10, 1, sefulu tasi. You might hear people say sefulu maletasi. And the male just means like and the 10 and the 1. Sefulu maletasi. So if you hear that, that's all it means. And that usually applies to the ones category. Okay, so remember in grade school we had our like our thousands place, our hundreds place, our tens place and our ones place. Okay, so we have sefulu tasi 11, sefulu lua, sefulu tolu, sefulu fa, sefulu lima, sefulu ongo, sefulu fitu, sefulu valu, sefulu iva, lua sefulu. Now we're adding more we're adding something else to it. So what we do is we're going to count the number of tens. And in this case, we have two tens. Two tens equals a what? It equals a 20, right? So lua sefulu, and then ones. Then you say your ones. But in this case, we don't have any ones. If we did have a one, if it was 21, we would say lua sefulu male tasi. Lua sefulu tasi. Manuele aso. All right? Now, so now we have three tens and a one. Tolu sefulu, three tens, one. Tolu sefulu tasi. Again, you might hear people say tolu sefulu maletasi. Four tens and two. Fa sefulu lua. Fa, four sefulus, four tens, and two. Fa sefulu lua. Okay, that pattern just follows all the way down. One of the easiest things to do in Samoan, in terms of patterns, is Samoan. In Samoan is told you it's been a bad week, a long week. It's the count. Fa sefulu lua. Four tens and a two. Lima sefulu tolu. Five tens and a three. Ono or ongo sefulu fa. So six tens and four. Fitu sefulu malelima. Seven tens and a five. And so forth. Valu sefulu ongo, Eva sefulu fitu. Selau is 100. Okay, so now when we get to the 100s, it's the same thing. So a lot of people say it's just easier to count in English because it's shorter, but this is easy as well. But it's just a matter of, and I also feel like it helps you be better at math too, because the hundreds place or the thousands place or the 10,000s place or the tens place and also the ones place. So again, we say our our 100 spot is selau. Okay, and since we don't have a 10 spot, we're not gonna say it, but we do have a one spot. So we just say tasi, selau maletasi. 100 and the one. 100 and the seven. Selau malefitu. Okay. Then we're not even adding anything different. We're just going tasi. Oh wait, no, not tasi selau. It should just be selau. I was moving fast. I made these right before the class. Selau, Eva sefulu, selau. So 100. Cross this out. This is bothering me that I even put it up there. So selau. So 100, and then Eva. We have 9, 10s, and 8. So selau, Eva sefulu malevalu. Okay. Lua selau 200s. We have 200s. Fitu sefulu maletolu. Okay, 273. Fa selau, we have 400s. Fitu, we have 710s. Okay, fitu sefulu maleiva. Fa selau, fitu sefulu maleiva. Okay, and again, you just count the hundreds, count the tens, then you count the ones. Afe is 1,000. Afe is 1,000. Okay, same pattern. We just go on and on and on. So afe. So afe, which is one afe. We don't have to say tasi afe. All right. If you say that, that's cool. I've never heard anybody say that before, so I'm not laughing at that because I don't know. Maybe people say that. So afe, and then lua selau 200s. We have 5 10s. Lima sefulu, and then ono. Afe, lua selau, lima sefulu male ono. Okay, same thing here. There's nothing, we just have different numbers. We have 3,000s, so tolu afe, and then we have 600s, ono selau, ongo selau, fitu sefulu, that just means 7 10s, and then we have 8 malevalu. So tolu afe, ono selau, fitu sefulu malevalu. All right. Count the thousands, the hundreds, the tens. Same pattern all the way through. Practice that when you're walking. You do 10,000 steps for the day, 1,000 steps. If you're at the gym. Kasi, lua, kolu, fa, lima, on, fico, falu, eva, sefulu. Right? Just count. If you once you count it over and over, this will be nothing. It'll be nothing. And then when we get to the times, because since our time is up today, when we get to not counting time, what do you call it? When we start telling time in Samoan, then it's a lot easier because you're not trying to learn the phrases. Okay, so here's more exercises. Oleale, olea, remember is what? The number, numera. I don't know if this is on any of the sheets, but le numera, the number of the house. Okay, there's another way to say this as well. We're gonna keep it like this. What's the number of the house? Okay, what's the number of the house? So in this case, we have fa afe, right? We got 4,000, and then I'm gonna upload this. I want you guys to download this and then figure that out because since I'm out of time. But what is the number of the house? Okay, so that's right there. When you see a school bus, okay, every morning you guys see the school bus or maybe kids. I know there's several kids on here. What's the number of the bus? The bus. What's the number of your bus? Okay, oleale numero le pasi. Okay, what's the number of the bus? So, what is the number of this bus right here? Okay, you put that on there. So download this PowerPoint or whatever you call this thing, and then figure out the number of the bus. And then as you're going throughout your day, just look at different addresses. Okay, oleale numero le fale. What is the number of the house? Look at the buses. Oleale numero le pasi. What is the number of the bus? Okay, different ones. Oh, and then last one. We're not gonna get to time because I really do have to go. But counting people uses the prefix etoa. Okay, so when you see people, you wouldn't just say, um, you know, etolu tameti, or it would be etoa. Toa is the prefix for people. So the Samoan language is very intentional about you know addressing people in a certain way. So in this case, etoafiatene, etoafiatene. So if I'm asking how many girls, and then we just learned today, like if you want to say in the class, vasenga is class. So etoafiatene ile vasenga. Okay, somebody might have said it over here already, but um, I'm saying how many. So because I said to'afia, how many people? We know we're talking about people because the the prefix is to'a in front of fia. Fia means how many. So how many people at to'afia? And then we're talking about girls. How many girls in the class? Et to'afia teine ilivasenga. So I'm asking in Samoan. So then we would say we're gonna count the girls. All right. I'm gonna assume. Um, I kind of thought she was a girl. I don't. I thought she was a girl. She was a girl. She was a girl. So atolu. So let's just say there's three girls in the class. Eto atolu teine ile vasenga. So it's three girls in the class. Three girls in. I hope that's not. I mean, it might be a boy. My son wears his hair like this, so I don't know. At this age, it's kind of hard, kind of hard to tell. So, but if it's two, then it's etoa, etoalua, right? If it's three, then it's gonna be etoatolu. Okay, but you see how that is. Toa is the prefix before the number. Okay, but if you're asking how many people, etoafia. Fia means how many. Etoafia tene. Etoafia tene. How many girls? Okay, and then if you want to just make the whole sentence, etoafia tene ile vasenga. Etoafia tene ile vasenga. Okay, all right, and then same thing right here. We're counting the boys in the park. So I see three boys in the park. So I'm asking, okay, etoafia tama. Okay, so that's and I did it like this so that we can build our sentence. Etoafia tama. Okay, so okay, we see they're in the park. e to'afia tama I le paka. E to'afia tama I le paka. All right. So the reply would be e to'atolu. So there's three guys, there's three boys. We wouldn't just say, well, I guess you could say that. I have heard people say just etolu, kolu. But when we're talking about people, that is the prefix, eto'atolu or eto'atolu tama ilipaka. All right. This one right here, just five hour. I think most people know that means like preacher or minister or whatever. So eto'afia five hour, eto'afia five hour. And then where here we're just saying where they're at in the church. How many preachers or pastors are in the church? Eto afia faife awi le lotu. Eto alima faife awi le loku. So we're saying that there's 5 of them in the church. Okay, so use these exercises. Download this sheet. Download the worksheets. All the stuff that's on titlefortalk.com. When we start, we'll start with telling time next time. That is my time. No, I do have to go. Fa soy fua. Faftai lava. This is Samoan. Sorry, I missed I missed all of the what you call it over here. So, all right, everybody. Fa fa fa. I gotta go. I'm ready to go to sleep. Thank you.